Hello again, YouTube. Jake here, and welcome back to Reading Too Much Into Things. Well, while a crossover is behind us, we have come to something I was more than expecting. See, with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai being year-long stories, not every episode can be of an ongoing plot or story, especially Super Sentai, which tends to just be a new threat thrown out each week. Sometimes, you'll also get the cast learning something new about themselves or each other, such as the episode with Sanji's and Seila's past in the Juman world. But for the most part, you'll run into episodes that are just filler, padding, fluff. There's nothing wrong with them by design. You have to make a new episode every week for a year, but there's no real content to them outside of maybe character interactions. And with that in mind, I've sent advertisements for an internship here at Reading Too Much Into Things. Though, no one has replied yet, and... oh!
Welcome back, Norman. It's been a little time.
Hello, Reading Too Much Into Things. Oh, hell.
The name's Tropy. Tropy the Trope Sprite, they call me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I know that you know. 'Cause you put me through that hell. And I swore I'd never make that wish again.
But remember, when you needed my help last time, I got you out of that scrape. Now I figure you owe me one.
Yes, I'm listening.
So, I hear tell you're looking for an intern. Now, don't fret. I'm not the one applying. See, I got a nephew, and well, I think the work will do him good.
A nephew. So, what? Reviewy the review sprite?
No, lost him in the war.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
Nope, my cousin's name is Toby, and he's right excited about the prospect and wanted me to call as a personal reference. Even did a quick little review of that animal person show you were reviewing.
Oh, really? Wow, that's rather forward-thinking of him. Yeah, send the review over and I'll put it up.
Righto, and remember, be careful. Don't you
ever make that wish again. I know. I remember the family motto. Have a good day.
Sufficient tropes.
And so, let's check out Toby, the cousin of the Trope Sprites, review of Episode 8 of Jyuoh's Savannah no Melody, or The Melody of the Savannah.
While the Jyuohs continue to look for the Mark of Kings, our buddy Leo finds a new friend named Daisuke, who wants to be a rock star. Golly! Leading to Leo learning of rock and roll and headphones. But the good times do not last as a new Death Alien attack. Gosh! With its loud horn, which turns whoever hears it berserk. Leo isn't affected by the attack because of the headphones, but his new friend is as the rest of the team arrives. They cover their ears, but Seila, because of her shark ears, is still affected, leaving Leo to fight the Death Alien. Insulted that his power had no effect if they just covered their ears, he leaves. However, cousin his rampaging, Daisuke hurt his hand. How can he perform at the audition tomorrow like this? While the Death Alien upgrades his horn, the team prepares for battle as well. Seila still wanted to fight despite her being the weakest to its attack. Meanwhile, Leo's friend Daisuke believes he can't play with a hurt hand, and he especially won't win so he won't go. However, Leo tells him not to give up before he even tries, saying that he's not human but likes his music, so there's no chance other humans won't love it. This is more than enough to convince him to not give up and go to the audition. So moving! The next day, the Death Galleon appears again, but the team is ready. Even Sayla, who put in extra equipment, and, funny enough, she's the only one not affected this time. Which means it's up to Leo, whose loud roar beats out the attack. Hooray for loudness! Which allows him to break the horn and free the team from their rampaging ways. They beat the Death Galleons in normal size, and even when grown giant, they form both Jyuoh King and Jyuoh Wild at the same time. Well, I'll be. And defeat the Death Galleon again. And so, while Daisuke didn't pass the audition, he was told to come back once he's make more music. Thanks to Leo, he has the mindset now to not give up before even trying. Yay, friendship!
And that was episode 8 of Jyuohers, as well as the first review of our new intern, Toby, the cousin of the Trope Sprite. And I'm sure it was a well-informed one at that. But I still can give my 2 cents on this episode. As warned, it's filler. Unless they bring in the rocker later on in another episode, not much impact you get from it, but no harm in watching it either. Speaking of harm from watching, it's time we dive back in with Kamen Rider Ghost. Since last time, Takeru has finally put his differences aside with Daijob, as they plan to venture into the Ganma world to save Spectre. I would think no time has passed since last episode. Let's jump right into episode 25. Aihen, Akai Sora, or Disaster, the Red Sky. And our episode starts with an even more abridged history of Kamen Rider than I gave. That's just nice. Our show actually starts with Daijob agreeing to help. However, Akari, catching Daijob's evil grin, thinks he's secretly evil. We cut to Igor speaking with Two Feathers about his coup, making sure everything is proceeding on his side. Igor is told to move forward, and we see his next Gamma of choice. Can only assume it's a goofy red Baron. We cut to the temple and the team arguing about when Takeru and Daijob will venture into the Gamma world, as well as Akari's distrust of Daijob's intention. It seems Daijob's not that certain either, and till he is, she's not trusting him around Takeru. We cut back to Igor sending out the Red Baron Ganma, spraying a red fog through the air as the possessed businessman unveils the Demiya project, which is a new operating system, with a symbol that looks kind of like the Intel one to me. I don't know. Back at the temple, despite QB telling them Igor had interest in the building and the Joan Ganma was set to defend it, Onari is still doubtful that the place is clearly evil. We cut to Javert, still put off by what the floatstone did to him. Akari thinks she could figure out what's happening with the red sky, but she first would need a sample. Good thing Takeru can just fly. Oh, wait, no, I guess his flying through the sky every time we see the opening is a lie, because he needs to bribe the mascot to do it for him, resulting in them being attacked by the Baron. Wonder if instead they could have just called Yamato to do this, since, you know, they just exist next to each other for no reason. So yeah, he shoots down the Gamma, who just flies off again. How is Onari cuddling a literal ghost? Back at the temple, everyone gets to work, and the mention of the Gamma world makes Takeru think of Spectre when it should be a mental connection to the red sky. We cut to Daijob trying to drown his self-doubt with takoyaki, completely unaware that all he's giving himself is more doubt and a stomachache. This scene of Daijob dealing with the human body makes me laugh. Ha! However, when trying to explain things to the stall owner, Kanon suddenly feels weak as QB notices the color of the sky. Considering how much of the sky is covered already, you'd think everyone would be freaking out. They bring Kanon, coughing, back to the temple, and Daijob reveals the red sky is a move to change the atmosphere to the same as the Gamma worlds. Trying to think of something to do, Takeru asks Daijob for his 2 icons, and Daijob accepts. When brought to the temple's office, Daijob is amazed to find,
"Oh my god, a giant rock!"
However, he is even more amazed that Takeru's plan is to use his wish to heal Kanon's sickness instead of revive himself. Akari, seeing how this won't solve everything, suggests simply increasing the number of wish... Wait, what? I'm unsure if I follow. You want to actually explain how that works? No? Fine. Daijob plans to interrupt his wish-making, however, the mysterious stones in the prayer room blast through the big rock, knocking Takeru away, and granting a strange vision to Two Feathers. Not knowing what caused the failure, Takeru is called and told the location of the Red Baron Ganma, and rides off on Spectre's bike. And to make things complicated, Javert shows up to kill Daijob. Dude's dedicated, I'll give him that. Takeru saves Onari's student's life and engages the Ganma. It tries to escape, so obviously since he brought the bike, he chooses who didn't know. He summons Benkei to launch himself into the air. Because that makes so much more sense. It's not enough, so he summons other non-flyers to knock him higher and higher into the air, before finally catching up to and finishing off the Ganma. Back with Javert and Daijob, they're on pretty even footing, really, both worn out from having human bodies, and Daijob being affected by the red sky. And so our episode ends with the camera spinning. This episode was dumb. It forgets what Takeru has at his disposal, but otherwise, this episode was not terrible at all. I mean, it's still part of this show that I'm really not enjoying. But this specific episode, if the rest of the show was better written, wouldn't be that much of an issue. Heck, I'd actually be more annoyed by this episode if the rest of the show was better written than not minding this episode because the rest of the show isn't. Well, next week is going to be a monthly rant, so we're going to have to put this cliffhanger on hold for a bit, probably. Anywho, thank you for sticking with me for another review. This has been Reading Too Much Into Things, and as always, stay safe. Okay. Let's check. Let's see what Toby's little review is like. Oh, Toby. Daijob ate 10 boxes of takoyaki. Each box contains 6 takoyaki. That means he ate 60. That's as many as 6 10s. And that's terrible.